Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am Rue, and today we are continuing on with our series of using every single shade in every single palette in my collection. And today we are playing with the Ace Beaute Oceanic Palette. I am super excited to be dipping into this palette. Lots of blues and greens and teals, and I'm super excited to see the looks I create. This is of course one of the looks, the very first one. And yeah, so let's go ahead and hop in and see what else I create. Okay, so we are doing a look with the Oceanic Palette. Now, I really want to focus on the blues for today's look because when I'm filming this, it is late September. I know I like to pre-record, but it's currently late September, and on TikTok, I'm going in, to the Wet n Wild Halo Walkers highlight, and I'm going to put that on the brow bone. But right now, the Ocean Eyes trend is like pretty huge on TikTok, and I thought it'd be fun to do a blue, very oceany look for the video. So I felt like the only palette in my collection that really fit that vibe right now is the Oceanic palette from Ace Beaute. I'm very excited to try this trend out. I think it'll be really fun and cute. I definitely want to be playing with like these kind of shades here. I remember this shade not being super pigmented. I'm wondering if I can really pack it and see if that'll work. So let's start with Bali, Blue Clam, and Lagoon. We might go in a little bit with Fiji as well, because that's a very oceany blue, actually. We'll also be going into Fiji. I'm not sure how yet, but we're going to be using these four mattes, I think. Idea. So let's start with that Fiji shade, that really beautiful teal. And I'm going to pack it. I'm leaving a tiny gap here. This, I'm hoping, will be where Bali goes, and then I'll still put a shimmer, probably in the inner corner as well. But we're going to start with Fiji, and I'm really going to pack it in the crease. I want this to be a nice dramatic look, so I am pulling it up quite a bit as well. I don't want too much of Fiji. I do want this to be a very blue look, and this is a little bit of a green leaning blue, so I just want it as a pop. I love this shade. Okay, we're gonna leave that like that for now, and we're gonna dip into Blue Clam. I'm just using my little fluffy brush for all of these shades at the moment. Again, I'm just really pressing it into that crease line, and I'm gonna blend it up a little bit and make sure that these shades merge nicely. Merge, blend, whatever. This is probably gonna take a little bit of back and forth, which is a-okay. I will probably go between the shades a little bit, so I just dipped into Blue Clam a little bit more. Actually, that blend is not too shabby. I'm gonna go and let my dog in because I can hear her barking at the door, and she has a distinct I want in bark versus I'm just barking at random cats bark. All right, I am back, and I'm happy with those two shades so far. I'm gonna go into Lagoon next, which is that super dark blue. We're gonna be packing that all out here, nice and dark and dramatic. Oh, and I went in, with this like dense flat brush. I really like this brush. It's a Morphe one. Most of my brushes are Morphe. I think this one is Wet n Wild. I have a few Jeffree Star Morphe combo ones from way back when. All of these are from way back when. I should really update my brush collection, and I keep thinking about it, but then I don't. This shade is so insane. Like, it's so deep and beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna blend that shade into, what shade was it? Blue Clam. And I'm just going back in with that small fluffy brush that has a little bit of Blue Clam left on it, just to get those shades blended together a little bit. And I just want up here a little bit more pigmented, so I'm dipping into just a tiny bit more of Blue Clam. And I just want that nice circle-y type so that it goes like, you know, I always get a decent bit of fallout when I do use this palette, but that does not bother me because it's just because I never tap my brush off. I'm the problem. It's me. So we're going into Bali, that shade that I mentioned. Usually it does not have much. I'm going in with this small pencil brush, and I'm just really gonna pack it in and try not to do too much blending just to try and get that pigment to show up. So I'm just pushing it in. I will say I think the shade is a flop every single time I use it. There's just not much to it, which sucks because when I first saw it in the pan, oh, I was excited. But there's very patchiness. So I am going to top it with a shimmer, but I wanted to at least give that shade another try. I feel like it'd be fine for like a brow bone shade and things like that, but like to try and actually use it on the eye, I never have any luck with it. I'm always really disappointed with the pigmentation. And everything else in this palette I remember not having issues with. It's just Bali. I'll have to cover all that up with a shimmer because it's just not. And it's just kind of a mediocre matte, to be honest, doing anything for me. I'm just gonna clean up the eye a little bit here. I'm not ready to take that tape off quite yet, I don't think. I'll clean the rest up after. We're gonna go ahead and put some shimmer primer down, glitter primer. So just going in with this flat brush, we're just gonna be using my NYX glitter primer. And I'm just gonna be coating the eyelid here. Not all the way across because I want that dark blue to stay how it is. I'm gonna use that nice, it's the same as Bali, but it's a shimmer. That one works fine. Bora Bora, we're gonna go in with. And then I think I wanna go in with Marina. I was thinking Bay, but let's do those two. So we'll start with Bora Bora, and we're gonna keep that one pretty tight out here, just on that inner part of the lid. And then I'm gonna go into Marina. That looks really, really pretty. Marina's a pretty shade. We could put Bay on the lower lash line probably. I do wish there was a slightly darker shimmer in the blues. Okay, we're gonna touch up those mattes. I'm gonna start with Lagoon because I want to make sure that that gets blended into the shimmer a little bit. All right, and then we're gonna go into that fluffy brush for the first two shades. I'm going into Blue Clam and just touching that up as well, just making sure they're as intense as possible. And then same thing with Fiji, that really gorgeous green teal blue shade. Okay, that looks really, really pretty. Now, I think we're just gonna go in with the Halo Walkers for my inner corner here. So we're just gonna press that into here. Yeah, that looks good. And I just want to pull Fiji down just a little bit since Bali did not do very well. I feel like there's some patchiness because I cleaned up Bali. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of eye primer. I'm just gonna be pressing that eye primer where it's a little bit patchy and hoping that I can get Fiji to lay down there. In fact, that looks kind of incredible. Oh, Fiji is insane. Probably my favorite shade in this palette, if I had to. Oh, I don't know, because probably that and Lagoon are my favorite mattes, but the greens are nice too. Everything except Bali I'm really impressed with, honestly. I'm gonna take the tape off. I know it looks a little crazy still, but with lashes and all the extras, it'll be super pretty. So I'm just cleaning everything up a little bit now so that I can finish off the under eye. We could go Bay into Lagoon. So we're gonna do half matte, half shimmer. So I'm gonna just prime. We'll just use regular primer because I have a bunch on my hand. I usually glitter prime if I'm putting a glitter, but since it's half and half, we'll just do a regular primer. So we're gonna go into Bay and Lagoon. Bay will be on this side, and then Lagoon will kind of pull out to where it's out over there already. That's really cute. And now I almost want to just use that. So pretty. But we're gonna take a little bit of Lagoon to have it nice and tight on that outer corner. Just really pressing it in to the skin. Is this giving ocean eyes? I think I need gems and such. Should we do that part together? Let's do it. All right, we're gonna start with some gel liners. We're gonna do Prance on the first half, and then this one is Outer Space on the second half. So just trying to make sure it's as opaque as possible. And then we're going into Outer Space. It's like a really dark blue. I'm just gonna try and like tap them together right in the center. Okay, and then I also have this ColourPop cream gel liner. Look at that blue. That's going on my inner corner as well. These are not eye safe. Use at own risk. The main thing with this, if you put it close to the eye, is being cautious with how you wash it off to make sure that you're basically pulling it away from the eye when you wash. This series has been a game changer for me. You don't need all the new stuff to make gorgeous looks. If you've got a couple fun palettes, you can do a lot. I always feel like I don't have enough because I want to do content creation. I mean, I am doing content creation, but I'm so small still that it only kind of counts. But I just have such a small collection that sometimes it feels like it's not enough, you know, to do the whole content creation thing. But like, if I can create pretty looks with my old palettes, why can't you? What I want to do is put 3 little gems, do 2 small and 1 big, or 1 big and then 2 small. We'll start with the big one. Let's do that. So I have a big dark blue gem and then 2 little light blues. So I'm just gonna pop 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna let that get tacky. Do I use these big flaring ones? I feel like today's the day to do that. I'm gonna try it because they have a little blue on the end. I've been very into subtle lashes lately, but today's not that day. While that tacks, I'm gonna get my mascara on. This look is so good. I know I got some mascara under here. I'm gonna clean it up after. I'm just gonna pick up the first gem. I dropped it. I'm just popping it where that first dot of glue was. I let it dry too much and now I can't really see it. Then I'm picking up the little guy. It was about there. It seems to be sticking. And another little guy. That's cute. I think I'm just gonna do a lash and then I'll hop off and do the other eye. And then I'll come back when the look's complete. All right, let's throw a lash on. Oh, I should have put my gems on after my foundation. If you do this look, do your foundation first. All right, this is looking so cute. I'm gonna hop off and finish everything else off, and then I'll come back and show you guys the completed look. Hey guys, we are back with the completed look. I really hope I get this TikTok trend right. I'm really excited. So to finish off this look, I went in with my Sun Touchable from e.l.f., the primer, and then the Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I don't know the shade I used because the sticker came off. For concealer, I used this combo. So this one is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Light Sand. This one's from Juvia's Place, and it's just the number 24. For blush, I went in with the Game Beauty blush in Panther. These are the Heat Wave blushes. And for highlighter, I went in with the same one that I used on my brow bone and inner corner. This one is Halo Walkers by Wet n Wild. I believe that was all I did. Oh, and setting powder. I just used my Jaclyn Cosmetics translucent setting powder, and I think that is all I used to finish off this look. My lips are forgetting everything. My lips are just a chapstick with a tint to it. So these are the Burt's Bees. This one is in Hibiscus, and that is all I used to finish off this look. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next one. Hey guys, so we are hopping into look number 2 with the Oceanic Palette, and I actually have my craft night. Finally, the one I've been talking about for forever. We had it planned for a little bit ago. My friend got really sick and I did not want to catch it, so we moved it to today. It's finally happening, and because it's a very green craft, I figured we'd play with the greens in this palette today, leaving really just the like teals and such for the next look. So I'm not really sure what I want to do. I just feel like why not do something that's going to kind of match the craft vibes? So I feel like we might as well start with algae, seaweed, and seagrass, and then probably turtle for deepening. And I broke out a little bit, which I never, like, my skin, for me a breakout is like getting 2 or 3 pimples. Please don't hate me, it's just the way it is, but it feels like aggressive to me. So I have a pimple patch on here. I'm gonna leave that on when I put my foundation on, and then I have one close to my lip because I literally just popped the pimple and now it's super red. So I put a pimple patch on it. Hopefully it sucks out some of the yuck. And then that one I'll take off for doing the rest of my face, but I'm just gonna leave this guy on. Just living his best life. Please ignore it. We're mostly focusing on this side of the face for the video anyways. So yeah, let's start by jumping into those 4 green mattes. I'm wondering if I should save algae and put that on the inner corner. Let's go in, or I could use it as like my shade up top that kind of blends everything out. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's grab, I thought I pulled out all the brushes I need. We're gonna grab this guy. He's like one of my biggest fluffy brushes, and we're just gonna really, really softly put algae all up the brow bone. I already primed with my Morphe primer. So let's go into Algae, that really bright, like this green here. And I'm just very lightly going to be placing him as like the transition shade. That already looks really cute. I think on my next look, I want to try and give Bali another chance. Or maybe I should just play with, like do an extra look some other time. But I do really want to give Bali its chance. I was thinking maybe doing a cut crease and just having a super clean base to put it on and not blend it out. Maybe try that to get it to do its like, to give it its moment, I guess you could say. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Just a super soft green all the way to the top. Love that. Okay, cool. Okay, next, let's go ahead and we're gonna deepen it up. We're gonna bring Seagrass. We're gonna have it as the next shade. And then I think we're gonna put Seaweed in here. Or no, let's put Turtle and then we'll fade it out into Seaweed, I think. The only thing I don't like about the palette is the Jellyfish and, well, Bali is a problem too. I'm not sure how I feel about Bali, but like these two shades just look too similar. I wish we had gotten a green that would have went better with maybe Turtle or even a bright green that was a shimmer. Oh well, we're gonna go into Seagrass next. And just want to deepen everything up just a little bit. So I'm going in with this kind of, it's like a loose fluffy brush, and I just want to kind of intensify the crease a little bit, or just above the crease, because we're going to press those other two greens into the crease, I think. So I just want to like intensify up here, and then we'll blend it out into Algae once I'm happy with the pigment. That's looking cute. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna go back into that first fluffy brush just to try and soften that transition between the two shades a little bit. I don't mind if it's not a perfect blend, just want it to be nice and soft. Okay, I think we're gonna leave it like that for right now. And then next, let's go in with this flat brush. It's a pretty big flat brush for my little eyes, but we're gonna go into Seaweed and then Turtle right after. So I'm just gonna press Seaweed into this front part of my crease, really packing it in, and I am pressing it over top of Seagrass. I'm not gonna on the outer part, I don't think, but on this part I am. Now I'm just wiping that same brush off and going into Turtle. Oh, I did that backwards from what I said I was gonna do. Okay, well, Turtle's going in here. I wanted to try something different and I totally forgot. So I just wanna really press this in. Okay, now, make sure this brush is clean. We're gonna go into this little fluffy brush and we're just going to work on the blend of everything. That might take some time. I might dip back into shades if I need to, but we're just going to work on that blend. I'm gonna go back into Seagrass just for out here. I just barely dipped my brush into that. And I'm holding the brush down here just to really softly blend everything out. Just going back and forth, get that blend how I want it. I think that looks pretty cute. I do want to do a little bit more on this outer part here. So I dipped back into Seagrass, and then I do want to like really deepen it up. I'm gonna go in with this brush here for Turtle again, and I just really want to press it into this outer corner and going back into the fluffy brush just to soften those edges one more time. This look even matches my energy drink of choice for today. That was not planned. It's just a very green day for me, I guess, which is funny since it's mid-fall now, but I guess it's early fall when I'm filming this. Mid-fall probably when you see it. I think that's pretty cute. Is that all I want to do for mattes? I know I still need to do shimmers. I'm just gonna touch up Seaweed a little bit more, that really grungy green. I mean, I'll have to touch it up after the shimmers again anyways, but and going back into the fluffy brush. That's super pretty. I don't know why I've been doing monochromatic looks lately. I don't usually, but it's been a fun change for me. My next look should be a mix of blues and greens because of the teal shades that I'll have left over. We'll see at the end of the video what's left. So I'm gonna take some glitter primer. I'm still not really sure what I'm doing. Again, I feel like, here, let me swatch these two because they're just, like, there is a difference between them, just not enough in my opinion. So I think what we're gonna do is lay down actually the mattes on where I'm gonna put the shimmer, and then hopefully that helps shift the shades. Hopefully that helps shift the shades to what I want them to be a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take Turtle and we're gonna make sure that the lid is covered in mattes. And then hopefully we're able to have that shade just slightly shifted. We'll see. Now I'm gonna go into Seaweed. We're just gonna coat the first half of the lid. They're pretty opaque, so I don't know how well this will work, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna go ahead just with a flat brush. Again, all my small flat brushes are dirty, so we're using giant flat brushes. So I'm just gonna press the glitter primer onto my lid. I'm not spreading it around or like trying to mess up the shadows that are underneath. And we're gonna go in, oh gosh, which was which? Okay, we're gonna go into Anemone for the inner part and then Jellyfish for the outer part. So just placing that down, and I'm just using the same brush that I placed down that glitter primer with. And I didn't use a lot of glitter primer this time. And now we're gonna go into Jellyfish. I'm just pressing it right beside Anemone. Anemone? Anemone. That sounds like a Digimon or Pokemon. I guess people know Pokemon better than Digimon. But that one kind of sounds more like a Digimon name though, to be fair. Anemone! Alright, they look basically the exact same on the eye. That's upsetting. And I always thought these two shades did look too similar, but what do I do? What do I do? Just gonna take that same fluffy brush I was using before and just fluff away the extra shimmer that kind of got on the mattes. And we're gonna touch everything up. I'm just gonna use this shimmer. I'm just gonna use this fluffy brush and wipe it off in between shades. So starting with Seaweed and then Turtle, ever so lightly. I mean, I like the shade, the shimmer. It's just, why did we need both? We didn't. That's the answer. We did not. All in all, I love this palette. I'm just being nitpicky. Because it'd be so good to have like a deep green shimmer or even a bright. Although, I am going to be honest, I think I'm going to take a little bit of Jellyfish and pop it on the brow bone. Inner corner, I'm not sure yet. Under eye, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do the brow bone, clean up the fallout, because there was quite a bit with this look where there wasn't last time. I also haven't like tapped my brush off at all for this look. I'm really bad for that. It is what it is. So we're just placing that nice and tight. I didn't glitter prime. And then I just kind of want to fluff it. It's a little more than I meant to. I picked up a little more than I meant. See, but look how cute that is, right? Should I add like just a little pop of blue just because? Or a teal? I'm like, should I put this in the inner corner or this in the inner corner? That blue would really pop though. This one would kind of like blend in. Oh, so pretty though. So far I haven't used 1, 2, 3. I think just those 3 shades. Wow, that's gonna give me so much freedom to bring in other colors. Which one do I pick? I think I need to go with this one. Although I think in my next look, this shade needs to be the star of the show because it's so pretty, but we're using it today as well. Anyways, I don't care. It's getting used in 2 looks. So we're gonna go in to Mykonos. We're gonna go into Mykonos. That's going on the inner corner. Oh yeah, I like that shade a lot. Now what do I do under my eye? What do I do? Should I pick a waterline color to help me decide? Because I'm not sure what I even have. I could. So this is like a blue, like a tealy blue, aqua blue. But I think this one, that one goes with what's on my inner corner. Then I can drag my inner corner down and put Turtle down here. Or I have this like icy blue, not like minty icy kind of combo, like a baby teal. Which one? I'm going with the dark one. That was really difficult for me. So I guess you can watch me do my waterline, because why not? Since I picked it with you guys, I hope you all agreed with the color I picked. If you would have done the lighter one or something else, let me know in the comments below. I wish I had a nice green one, but the green one that I had, it was super dry and it dried fast. Like, I felt like I just got it and that one was already starting to have like dried out. And it was the same brand. This was the ColourPop in Catsuit. And then, yeah, I'm gonna go back into that inner corner shade, Mykonos. And, oh, I want a glitter prime for this. I love glitter primer for under the eyelid. Just took the tiniest tiniest amount of my NYX glitter primer. Again, it's almost empty. I really hope the Unearthly Cosmetics one is good because that's the one I have to replace this one, because I felt like trying it out the last time I placed an order and it took me forever to get through this primer. I'll deepen it on the outer part after, probably with Turtle. This shade is insane. Freaking love that. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, let's go into Turtles, which was that dark matte green that I put out here. We're just going to deepen up this side a little bit, blending those two shades together. I know it's a matte over a shimmer. That is so cute. Okay, I like that. I really like that. It's super pretty. Okay, I'm gonna hop off, finish off this eye, do the other eye, finish off my face, come back, show you the completed look, and then we'll move on to the next look. We are back with the completed look. I love that, that teal shade. Oh man, so pretty. Okay. So to finish off this look here, we went in with mascara. This is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara, and then I threw on just an Amazon eyelash, just a little half lash. I really like the simple little, just tiny lashes. I've been really enjoying that. They're more comfortable than some of the bigger ones. And yeah, just a cute little extra. So for my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer as well as my Soft Glam Foundation. I love this duo. It's super light. It's not super like high coverage. It's pretty light coverage, I'd say, at least how I apply it. And I really like this combo. So that's what I used there. For concealer, I just did a little bit under my eyes. We went in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It looks like it's getting pretty empty. This one's in Light Sand, and then I also added a dab of Juvia's Place in 24, and just a teeny tiny bit just to help brighten it up a little bit, because as you can see, this is a little dark for me, but mixed together, I really like it, because this one is super dry, so if you use it on its own, it does not look good. Also, it's a little too light, but mostly I just don't like how dry it is. Yeah, I've never enjoyed this on its own, but together, gorgeous combo. For my lips, I guess, sure, let's do lips. I went in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. This one is in Bumble. And then the Unearthly Cosmetics in Yummy. And then I did top that just with a little bit of Jellyfish, just to get that little shine as well as help matte it down. I don't like when it transfers, but with a little eyeshadow, it helps a lot with those kind of formulas, for me at least. And then, yes, for my cheeks, for blush, I went in to the Game Beauty. These are the Heat Wave blushes from their Persona collection. It's discontinued, unfortunately, because there's at least one thing I would have repurchased. This one is in the shade Queen. I really do enjoy these little blushes here, although I don't think they're my favorite anymore. Still like them though, still very cute. And then for highlighter, I went in with my only green highlighter that I have because it felt necessary. So I did go into the Jeffree Star Platinum Ice palette and I used Alien Ice. That is everything I used to complete this really cute look. So I think we're ready to just hop into the next one. Hey guys, so we are doing our final look with the Oceanic palette for this video, and all I have left to use would be Pacific and Marina. So what I want to do is, I kind of want to do a sort of halo eye where I'll start with Bali and then I'll use Fiji and then Pacific. And then for the center, I want to use Marina. I also want to bring in a little bit of Mykonos, and I just want it to be a really teal, turquoise, beautiful eye look, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with Bali. I am gonna just blow it out. I think that might be the way to use that shade. I will try to play with it some more at some point, I'm sure, but for this look, it's not really gonna be a super important shade. It's just gonna be on the brow bone here. So I'm just gonna fluff it. It doesn't even need to be super pigmented, which for this shade, that's kind of a good thing. Again, I would like to try to find a way to make it as impactful as possible, but that shade I just do really struggle with. All right, and that's it for Bali. Next, we're gonna go into Fiji, and I'm just gonna use this brush here. For the first look, I used one of my biggest fluffy brushes, And then I'm going to use this guy. I think it's just stained. I do need to wash my brushes, but it shouldn't bring any green onto the look. So I'm going into Fiji, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to bring it down a little bit, and we're just running it along the crease. So I had my craft night last night, which I was talking about in my last makeup look, like for you guys 5 seconds ago, and it's really cute. You can kind of see it. I do need to buy some centerpiece bits because the way I did it, I ended up leaving the center blank because I thought it'd be cute to buy some like butterflies or something to have in the center just for like a little pop of color. But what I think I want to do is buy teeny tiny magnets so that I can change out the centerpiece depending on season or just what I feel like doing. And then I can just glue a couple magnets onto there and then glue magnets onto whatever I want to add to it, and then I can swap it out whenever I want, which I like the idea of that. That way part of the craft is complete, like this part it's all glued in, it's clear coated, but then I can kind of change up little accents about it, which I think would be really fun. I'm just gonna go back into that first fluffy brush just to blend the edges just a little bit. I love Fiji. It's so pretty. Okay, we're gonna go into Pacific next. I don't want to blow it out too much, so we're gonna use this little pencil brush and then we will blend it out after it's placed. So I'm just popping that on the inner part and I'm pulling it up and around where the shimmer is going to be. I might need a different brush. This one's not really laying it down the way I would have liked. Yeah, I think I want to use this brush here. It's a really dense, it's like a big pencil brush sort of. And we'll use that for packing the shade in and then I'll blend it out after. Yeah, that's already working better. Just really pushing it into that crease line. And I'm blending a little as I go, but I'll be going back into Fiji to finish off the blend, which I think I'm ready to do already. So just grabbing my Fiji brush with a tiny bit more Fiji on it, and I'm just gonna blend those edges together. Oh, I love colors like these. This is so pretty. I'm gonna do a little bit of back and forth, so I'm going back in with the Pacific brush and shade. I didn't pick any extra up yet, but I might. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more. That's so pretty. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put my shimmer in the center there, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the shimmer now, just going in with my NYX glitter primer, and I'm just gonna pick it up on this little flat brush here. And I'm just placing it in the center. I can touch up the mattes after if I feel like I need to, which I usually do. Just kind of pressing it around with because I have that crease in the center of my eyelid, I always try to pull to make sure that the glitter primer gets into those creases. I'm gonna go into Marina, and we're just going to place that. I think what I want to do actually is we're going to place that first, just nice and snug in the center, and then I'm going to take that Mykonos greeny, more green, oh my gosh, that more green leaning teal shade, and we're going to go around this one and then blend them. So yeah, I'm going to go in with this little guy here and go into that green Mykonos, and we're going to place it around the edges of where I put Marina. I love that already. Just want to pull it out a little bit more on this inner part of the lid. I'm gonna go back into Marina just because I don't want it to be totally overshadowed by the Mykonos. And we're gonna just re-intensify it in that center. And I'm just kind of blending those two shades together now. Okay, now I'm gonna touch up the mattes, starting with Pacific, because I really want to make sure good and intense on either side here. And I'm just gonna pull it across the top again and going back in to Fiji and just touching Fiji up here as well. And I'm gonna go back in with the first brush that I did for Bali. I'm not adding any extra product. I'm just kind of floofing those shades a little bit just to make sure the blend is nice and soft. That looks so pretty. I have no idea what I want to do under my eye or for my inner corner, but I really do like that. I think it's super cute. Let's clean up under the eye and figure out what I want to do next. Now for the inner corner, Do I want Bora Bora? I think that'd be cute. Let's do Bora Bora. So this one here. Now I'm going to go back into Pacific because I usually like to have that inner corner shade pulled up over the lid quite a bit, but I don't want it to be too much for this look. I feel like with the halo eye, I just have different desires. All right, for under the eye, I wish we had like a really dark shimmer. I think because I did kind of take over Marina with a little bit of Mykonos, I'll do Marina under the lid as well, just because I already did use Mykonos on a different look for the video and I didn't use very much of Marina. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and glitter prime under the eye. So I'm just taking a tiny bit on an angled brush and I'm just going to run that nice and tight along the waterline. I don't like my lower lash line shade to be too blown out usually. I typically keep it pretty tight, and then we're going to go in with the same brush to Marina and just place that along the waterline. I think that looks really pretty. I love that. I love these shades. It's going to be hard for me to decide which one is going to be my favorite look for this video. It's either the first one or this one. The second look I really liked, but these blues are just a weakness. Okay. That's all we're doing for eyeshadow, so I'm going to hop off, finish off the eye, the other eye, the face, and then I'll come back, show you the completed look, and we will finish off this video. We are back with the completed look, and these bluey teals are giving me life. I absolutely love this. It's so pretty. So, to finish off this look, I did the same face combo as I always do at this point. I promise I'll try some new products eventually, but like at the same point, your girl's on a budget, and if I find something I like, I'm gonna mostly stick to it so that I can try fun makeup like blush and eyeshadow. But I want to try other foundations too. It's just I'm on a budget, and anyways. So I used the same combo, all the same products as last time, same two concealers, and same setting powder, although I'll be trying a new setting powder soon because she is getting empty. I'm like cramming into those nook and crannies to try and get a little powder out. So I'll be trying a new one of those soon at the very least. For my eyes, I went in with my new, this is the first time I've used this one. This is the Crystal Crush from ColourPop, and I put that in my waterline. I used the same mascara. I'll be trying a new mascara soon, hopefully, as well. This one is getting a little empty. For my blush and highlight, I went into Halo Walkers. And then for blush, I went into my Be Bella Blushed Quad in Classy. This might be one of my current favorite blushes. I am so obsessed with this one. It's super pretty. I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I've really been enjoying playing with it, and yeah. So I went into Classy today. For lips, I did the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Bumble, along with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Liquid Lip Matte Lip Cream in Tease. I love these, and I'm so scared they're discontinuing it. I want to order some, but shipping makes it so hard when you're just ordering lipsticks, and I can't afford a full order right now, which is stressing me out because I don't want to miss those. I love them. They're the favorite formula I have in my collection for lips. And that is all we put on to finish off this look. Yes, that's it. So let's zoom out and have a quick little chat. Okay guys, so I have officially used every single shade in this palette in today's video. I absolutely loved all of them, although this like teal aqua turquoisey look is giving. It might be my favorite, although I thought the first one would be my favorite, and I still really like it, so I'm not totally sure which one's actually my favorite, but I love how this one turned out. It's so pretty. These shades are just giving me life. I could play with this palette for days, for more days, because I already did 3 days, but for even longer because it was just so fun. I would love to do more looks with it, but that is not the point of this series. The point of this series is to give every single palette in my collection some love. This palette has officially gotten some love. I need to set it aside and dip into something new. we'll come back to it eventually, I'm sure. Anyways, that is it for today's video. So I want to start by saying thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like down below. If you want to comment, please let me know which look you like the best, because I'm super torn in this video. Usually I don't have so much trouble, but like, I'm obsessed. I'm freaking obsessed. So let me know which look you like best down below. And if you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. I'm a very small content creator here. So if you want to see more of my content, please press that button. And if not, that's okay too. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.